So if you guys see over the next few days, like this here, I'm not going gray. I mean, maybe I am, but I have epoxy in my hair from a project that we were doing, and I can't get it out. I've like washed my hair so much it's super dry, and so I can't curl it or put product on it because it's already super dry and crazy. And I have been trying to brush it out. It might be here for a while. So if you randomly just see, that's what that is. It's epoxy. We're not doing anything involving epoxy today, although that would be a cool video. And I will tell you what it is we are doing in just a minute. But before I do, hello, I am Mrs. Soap and Clay. Let's make stuff. How's it going, Sudsers? Welcome back to the channel. You are at Soap and Clay, where we make all the soapy things, and you are here for day 106 of 365 days of soap. We're getting back in the habit of daily content again. I mean, literally, it's still a day, right? But we had to go every other to get back on track for the live. It's all a thing. And today we are working with clay soaps. And clay soaps we've done before on the channel. Literally every soap, because I make clay soaps. But I did want to do a refresher course on clays in general and also play with some new clays, or maybe things that wouldn't necessarily be considered clay, and show you, the results of those. So we are going to be playing with 6 different clays today, 6 different powdered additives that we are putting into soap in copious amounts. And we're going to talk about all of the different things that we are using and what they're good for, why I wanted to do it, and we're also going to do a lather test. So because of all of that, this video might get a little bit long, so we should, go there. Okay, day 106, and with this clay type thing that we're doing today, we are basically going to be wandering the whole entire globe, which is awesome. So we're going to be doing a rasool. It's from Morocco, and we are going to talk about all of this throughout the video. I promise. But for right now, during the prep stage, we're just gonna, talk about the prep stage. And what we are going to be doing is using 1 full tablespoon of every type of clay or, dry additive that we're using. Now, this is a Cambrian blue clay, which is from Russia. So there's another country down. Very cool. And we are also going to be using shiitake powder. I may be saying that wrong, but it is very good for hair for sure. And I also wanted to point out that all the things that, it says it's good for, it also has a note on it that says, these statements have not been evaluated by the FDA. Please don't come at me. And again, I might be saying shiitake wrong. If I am, I apologize. I'm actually using it because a Sudser suggested I do so. And we are also using aretha powder, which is soap nuts. It's another name for soap nuts. Now, I am reasonably sure that shiitake and aretha powder are 2 completely different things, though similar in nature. So different but the same, but different. And again, for the shiitake, it was suggested that I try it, as well as the amla. and that is Indian, yes. And so obviously we've talked about soap nuts and whatnot on the channel before, so used that because reasons. But the shiitake and the amla, those are both ones that were suggested by sudsers to use in my soaps to see what it does, because they wanted to know. And so that's what we're doing. Now, with this 1 full tablespoon of everything, obviously the last bit was activated charcoal, I am going to disperse it all in oil. You usually see me disperse clays in water because that's what I usually do. And that's fine. But for these purposes, because all of these different clays slash dry additives, you know, powdered fruits and nuts and berries and, you know, stuff, they all have different absorption rates. And I didn't want to put too terribly much extra water in each of these batches because I want the same amount of soaps throughout all of these, really, because I'm making some collection sampler packs, really, with these, because I'm obsessed with the teeny tiny molds. I told you guys, I might just make nothing but teeny tiny soaps from now on. I'm into it. So for that reason, we are using a little bit of the base oils to disperse all of the clays in, and, you know, we go from there. Now, while we are mixing these up, I think I'm going to start talking about all of the different types of clays and dry additives and whatnot that we're using, just to make sure that I can cover all of my bases in time, because this is kind of a long video, but also since there's so much info, you know, we should just get started. So I will be pouring off first the rasool, which will be coming up, you know, very, very shortly after I finish dispersing into, you know, these last 2 containers. Now, as I said, rasool is from Morocco, and it is exclusively only found in Morocco. So it's also commonly known as, you know, Moroccan red clay, right? Now, Moroccan clay is very magnesium rich, and it also has a negative charge on the metallic elements in there. And for that reason, it is thought to have been a good source of toxin removal from the skin, because positively charged ions in the toxins pulls it out. That's awesome. Again, it has lots of magnesium, also lots of potassium. So it's good for acne, for impurities, for elasticity, all of that jazz for sure. It's also good for hair, which is cool. It acts as a natural sort of sebum balancer for the scalp, which is fun. So that's cool. And I'm literally still pouring the rasool. Look at me, just going awesome with all of this. I'm so efficient in the way that I'm delivering the information here. Okay, so again, the rasool, that's number 1. Now, the next up that I will be pouring is going to be the Cambrian blue. Now, this was actually something that a sudser sent to me, and I had never heard of this clay, and I found it very interesting, and I was intrigued, and I definitely wanted to play with it. Now, I think just right off the bat with the Cambrian blue, you could totally use that as a natural, you can use all of these as natural colorants for your soaps, which is, you know, awesome. And we're going to get to see all of the different colors that, you know, exist at the end of all of this, you know, so that's fun too. So it looks like Russian Cambrian blue clay is good for drawing out oils and toxins as well. Helps fade acne scars, fights pimples and blackheads, reduces the appearance of fine lines and wrinkles. Also good for hair, can cleanse the scalp and encourage hair growth. Now, this is interesting. And again, we have to talk about all of this, right? Because in soap, this is a rinse-off product. And so, you know, pay attention to that. We've already had conversations about what you can and cannot say about your soap if you just want it to be soap. But I'm just telling you what the clay itself does and the benefits for skin in like a mask or whatever. And I do believe some of those benefits would impart themselves on your finished, soap as well. So it could be a good thing to add to a shampoo bar or to a face bar for sure. I love the whole elasticity and helping out with, acne and wrinkles and all of that jazz for sure. And the third one that we're doing is that the shiitake. Are you guys going to kill me? You guys are going to just roast me, right? With my inability to actually say things right. Love that for me. Okay. So this one was also interesting. So it has lots of anti-inflammatory and antibacterial properties, which is fun. Apparently it slows down the graying of the hair, which is wild. For hair use, it also apparently removes hair lice and dandruff, which is crazy. Imparts shine, is a natural conditioner, and it's commonly termed the hair fruit. And that's very, very interesting. So it says it is a climbing shrub with oblong-shaped pods of dark brown color and mostly found in the tropical forests of the Indian subcontinent. Okay, so it's also supposed to be great for swelling and skin elasticity and all of that jazz. But from what I can really tell, it sounds like it really does. The big claim to fame with shiitake is going to be mostly hair focused, but I am interested to see it in use in an actual body bar or soap bar anyway. So that's going to be fun. Now, the next up was going to be the aretha powder, right? And we know this. This is a soap nut. We have used soap nuts on the channel a whole bunch. I love to infuse my lye waters with soap nuts often because it actually acts as a natural foaming agent, which is going to be really good for areas that have hard water, right? So an incorporation of soap nuts via, the actual soap nut that I put into my waters and extract that way, or in the powder form, are going to be great for that inclusion is going to be amazing for any areas that have hard water. And so again, I feel like we've talked about aretha soap nuts quite a bit on the channel. I think everybody's really familiar with them, but this is an interesting little tidbit. It says it's also really good for hair. It can be used as a hair wash or a mild cleanser in addition to having, the big awesome bubble, which is really cool. I never would have thought that for, aretha powder for soap nuts. I usually just use it for the extra bubbling properties, but hey. Okay, and next up is going to be the amla powder, which is an Indian gooseberry that grows natively in parts of Asia. And it is high in vitamin C and has lots of antioxidant benefits as a result. So that's cool. Now, interestingly, it's a ground gooseberry, and the benefits of this are a lot of for internal use. Like, people take this as a supplement quite a bit, but also for the skin topically, it's because it's so high in vitamin C, it's very antioxidant rich. It's very good to help prevent the breakdown of collagen and also for elasticity of the skin. And hair, it says that it's good for hair growth as well as maybe decreasing the potentiality of hair loss. And that's interesting. So that would be another cool thing to include in a hair bar, like a shampoo bar as well. Sounds like all of these would be really good incorporations. And also, I guess if you guys are looking for, some sort of ratio on how much clay I use in soaps, again, we used 1 tablespoon of the clay in, what am I pouring out? About 7 ounces between 7 and 9 ounces of soap batter, right? So quite a lot is the answer. I use quite a lot, and I very rarely specifically point to how much clay I use in my products because, that's part of my soapy secrets. So there you go. There's an idea. Now the last one is the activated charcoal, and again, somebody pointed out in a clay video like a year ago, activated charcoal is not clay. Well, no shit. I know it's not, but half of these are not clays in this, at least half. One, two, I think I only have 2 proper clays in this, but they do basically the same thing as clays within soap, i.e. making a harder bar, i.e. shortening the amount of time that cure ultimately takes because the water loss happens faster, and increasing the lather and all mild exfoliation, all the jazz, you know? And so I include activated charcoal in my, clay assignation, even though I'm aware it's not, clay. Anyway, activated charcoal. We all know it. We all love it. It is a deep pore cleanser. It purges your skin while ensuring that you don't have any moisture loss as a result. It's weirdly a pretty moisturizing, I'm going to call it clay, but y'all know what I mean. Whatever. And also, it does all of the cool things that activated charcoal does. It tightens the pores. It purges the pores. It's a mild exfoliant. It's just overall great with a really deep purge of your skin that would help balance the pH of your skin and help maintain all manners of, healthy skin. Really great for acne, great for all the jazz. That's what activated charcoal does. Again, let's stress again in this video so people don't get big mad. I understand that soap is a rinse-off product. I've said it to you guys a lot. Okay? But we're talking about the benefits of all of this. And also, I'm interested to see what these guys look like and how the lather works. And so that's what we're going to go do, now. So let's get to it. Okay, so on to, not really the cut, but we're going to take some stuff out and, test the stuff. Now, these have only been sitting for, about 18 hours. And we're going to do a quick lather test on them right away just to see what the lather looks like. Now, the one I just pulled out, that was the first one that we did. So that was the Rasul, okay? That one right there is the Amla. That one right there is the Aretha. That one right there is the Shiitake. Okay? Which one am I going to pull next? And then there is the Cambrian Blue. Now, remember that, keep me honest, because I am going to do this lather test in a really weird and not in the same order way. And I apologize for that. I'm just not good at stuff. So really it looks like we will be doing the Amla for the first. The Aretha is what I just picked up. The Shiitake is that one there. Oh no, I'm messing it up again. That's the Cambria. Okay. That's the Rasul. Okay, I love all the differences in colors. They're very cool. And then the activated charcoal. So actually we're testing these different. I'm super sorry, you guys. I'm an idiot. Whatever. I apologize. But the first one that we are testing is the Shiitake. That is what that is. I like to mess it up. There are no words. So, we are going to be testing again. These are only 12, 18-ish hours new. So, not cured up by any stretch of the imagination. Still a bit soft, so they're kind of hard to move in the hand. But that's a decent little lather. Okay, yeah, nice tight little bubbles. I can get behind that for sure. And then next up to test is the Cambrian Blue. And immediately I love that bubble. And I love the hand feel in this one too. It feels very silky. That is a good, nice lather. I don't hate that at all. Now, the third one that I will be testing will be the Rasul, the Moroccan Red, which is wild because it didn't go very red, did it? But I also love that lather. That is just beautiful. Now the lather continues to really come into its own as the bars lose their water weight, but that, right off the bat, that is a gorgeous lather. There is nothing wrong with that for sure. Now the next one that I'm going to test is the Amla, and I'm very interested in this Amla powder as well as the Aretha, and that's immediately such a good big bubble, but also some discoloration in the lather. So, keep that in mind. Will it stain anything? Of course not. but that is something to keep in mind, you know, when making. Now, this one here is the Aretha, and let's see, that lather's pretty good too, for sure. It's got some good bubblicious awesomeness to it as well. And then the activated charcoal is going to be what we all know and love activated charcoal to be. It's going to be a big, beautiful, detoxifying lather that's just delightful, but it does discolor because activated charcoal in copious amounts discolors. Doesn't stain anything. Remember, activated charcoal can be used to whiten your teeth, so it's all good. But yeah, across the board, all 6 of those, they're really delightful as far as the hand feel goes, as far as the lather goes. I don't think you could go wrong using any of these clays in any soaps, but I am also interested to see, you know, which one you guys liked the most and why you would want to use one of these clay/dry ingredients in your soaps. But yeah, that is day 106, all things clay-ish. So which lather did you like the best? I really can't decide. It's very cool soaps just across the board, all 6 of them, obviously great. I'm always a sucker for activated charcoal myself, but the other 5 that we played with, really cool as well. And yeah, I love them all. So as you saw with this is a sampler pack. So if you were interested in getting the soap sampler pack, the clay collection, yeah, you can find it at soapandclay.com for sure. If you guys are interested in making, you know, clay soaps and stuff, you know, tag me on Insta so I can see what you did. That would be amazing too. If you're interested in seeing what else we do for this crazy soapy ride, you know the drill, like, subscribe, bell, comment, all the things. That would be awesome. For those of you who do like, subscribe, comment, bell, all of the things, thank you, Sudsers. I am very glad that you are here with me for another round of 365 days of soap. I'm out of here for today, but I will see you guys all again tomorrow for another round of soapy fun. Bye.